Dracul. Dracul.
Okay, so I am taking a real blast from the past with this one. I must have been about 6 years old when I played Goosebumps Escape from Horrorland on my aunt's Windows 98 PC, and I absolutely loved it at the time. It was probably my first exposure to the Goosebumps franchise. This was before the books, the TV show, a lot of the collectibles, and definitely way before all those movies with Jack Black playing a man-child.
FMV games are really special and probably the most uncanny types of games you can subject yourself to. This is full motion video. These are actors and celebrities talking to you face to face, blurring what's real and what's digitally integrated. It never fully looked right, but that was its appeal.
And as a kid growing up, I would play games like Night Trap, the X-Files games, Star Wars Rebel Assault 2, and even Double Switch, which I have for the Saturn. Directed by Mary Lambert, believe it or not. What started as a stylistic choice but then started to die by the end of the 90s is actually now seeing a resurgence. But I do think that FMV lends itself best to horror.
Escape from Horrorland is a DreamWorks interactive game for PC, and I guess is a loose sequel to the first Horrorland book and television episode, not that you really need much context to play the game. It's a cinematic point-and-click adventure where the player is prompted to explore the theme park, collect tokens and inventory to progress, and make quick decisions during more full-motion video segments. Horrorland is surprisingly vast and almost photorealistic when stacked upon the more 3D graphics inserted in the game. And given it is a kid-friendly game, it's impossible to really encounter a game over. Some of the puzzles you are presented with come with their fair share of surprise and danger and some deadly consequences mid-game, but any mistake you make ends up resetting itself and doesn't ever change the outcome of the storyline like more recent interactive adventures. As a kid, it could be a bit challenging as there is just so much murky detail on display, but as an adult, hints are given away left and right and you just have to use common sense, like getting the pumpkins to say a sentence in chronological order. And yes, I mentioned it's a kid's game first, but that isn't to say it doesn't have its creepy moments and imagery. I remember the section in the underground tunnels introduces you to this freaky looking rancor crab and it stays on your tail until you click your way out. And the whole section in the Egyptian tomb doesn't even build up to this mummy crawling after you from the dark. You have to consider I was 6 years old when I played this, and it made me jump. The atmosphere is spot on with not a lot of the distracting background music, which gives all the creaks and footsteps and eerie sound effects more weight. Also, I'm sure everyone can agree here, all the people and monsters on screen are absolutely mental.
Did you know that it takes over 743 specially bred rat hairs just to make one of our I can't believe it's not coconut macaroons? Mmm, yummy!
But I can't leave out the biggest surprise. I'm only guessing DreamWorks just had a long-term deal with the guy since Jurassic Park. But Jeff Goldblum is in this game too. Yeah, for like 5 minutes. He plays this Dracula pedophile man luring the main girl into dancing with him, and I don't even know what to make of it. It's freaking weird.
That pathetic Madison Storm thinks he runs this place because that's what I allow him to think. See? Now listen. You and I are gonna dance.
Hold on.
Wait a minute. Are we gonna dance? Lizzie.
With many games of its kind, the acting, especially from the children, is not very good. They'll stumble over their lines from time to time and sometimes not even have a clue on where to look. But you can't blame them because all they're working with is a green screen, some puppets, and a creepy Jeff Goldblum. On top of that, you have a rigid control when it comes to the more quick-time events, which in itself gets choppy in its frame rate. It's also very short if you know what to do and don't have enough care to explore the town and beyond, and may only have replay value if you have friends over and a decent computer to play it on.
Even still, it makes my list because it's just so out there on a technical level. The game's weirdness is just what sells the uncomfortable and unsettling nature that I just can't do it enough justice. You have to play it for yourself. And Spielberg and DreamWorks were really on board to get this game made, and you don't see a lot of games that combine animatronics and puppets and live action footage and CGI and pixel animation all in one. But then again, you don't see a lot of games like Plumbers Don't Wear Ties either.
Take your damn clothes off!
Check it out if you find the game at your closest Goodwill.